Okay, the time has finally come. I'm going to try a solo trip in the Skoolie. Now, we've only taken one trip so far in this Skoolie, and Scott was able to ride with me. We shared the driving, but I mean, he was like right beside me. So this time, Scott's out of town, and I'm going to try it. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to East Texas, and there's a little lake called Lake Quitman that is there. And I'm going to go park. They've got some free primitive parking there. I'm going to go park by the lake and embroidery and read and hike and just enjoy a couple of days until my hubby gets back home. We'll get out and take a look. Let's do it. Okay, so made it to the campsite. Here's the lake. Here's the little camp area. Not bad for a free place, right? I think I can live with it. Well, it didn't take long to get the bus set up. Everything rode pretty well. My toilet paper rolled around and fell into the stairwell, but other than that, everything rode pretty good. So here's the little bus. It's looking pretty good considering the trip it's just been on. So I'm gonna go outside now and read my book and enjoy this for a little while. anything, it seemed like a good idea at the time, but...
It was pretty
looking out my bedroom door, and this is my view this morning. Not a bad view to wake up to, is it? Well, it's been a productive 24 hours so far. Got the little Skoolie parked and found a place where she got some sun. Although right now she seems to be a little bit in the shade. I might ought to have to move her. But anyway, so I'm right by the lake, which is so nice. It's been so peaceful. I've seen so many birds and things out here. And then when my daughter and her family got off work, they live not very far from here, they came and had dinner with me. We all cooked out on the little grill. And some old friends that I used to go to church with, Amy and Billy Sproul, they came and visited with me for a few hours. And we all just sat in the lawn chairs and visited and had a good time. And then I packed it up for the night, went inside, and this morning I woke up to the most beautiful sunrise over this lake. It was just gorgeous, and I was able just to enjoy it laying in my bed and looking out the window of my Skoolie. So it was so great. And then later this morning, some old friends that I used to teach with in East Texas came and visited me and brought breakfast burritos and Starbucks, which was very much appreciated. And we got to visit for a couple of hours. They were crazy about the bus. They thought it was so great. It was their first time to get to see it finished. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a good time. Now I think I'll take a little walk around and see what the rest of this lake looks like. Looks like there's a lot of fishermen out fishing right now, and I'm just gonna go check it out and see what else I can find. So I'm not gonna lie, last night was just a little bit scary after the kids all went home and all my guests went home and I went into the bus for the night. This is my first time staying at just a free campsite that you just pull up and nobody even knows you're there. So it was a little unsettling. I kept thinking, you know, somebody's gonna knock on the door and say, you're not supposed to be here, or, you know, who knows. I was kind of down in a little hole where nobody could see me, and so if anybody came up, it could have been a little scary, but everything was fine. It was a peaceful night. It was a cool night. I was able to sleep under my quilts even without the windows down. I just had my Max Air fan on, and yeah, it was good. And like I said a minute ago, I saw the most beautiful sunrise. It was so great. So, you know, I think I'm gonna like this whole boondocking thing. Just a happy girl. I met a dog named Dakota and her mom, who brought her out to swim on this afternoon, and they were really nice. We visited for a little while. Thought I'd make myself a little bit of lunch. I brought a stew from home that I made. Well, I guess just a soup, maybe not a stew, but it's just black beans and chickpeas and tomatoes and corn and chicken breast. I'm gonna heat that up on the stove for lunch. Keep it simple, right? So this morning, we were sitting there having breakfast outside, my friends and I, and this big cloud came up. It looked like a sandstorm, but what it was a pollen storm. It was coming off of all of the pine trees around us, and it landed in the water. You can see it's created all of this is pollen. Can you imagine? It's a really good thing I remembered my Zyrtec. So this afternoon, my grandson Levi dropped by the campsite after he got out of school, and then a couple of friends, Lisa and Gary, came by to tour the bus. They loved it, of course. And then we all sat around and visited and just enjoyed the beautiful afternoon. Morning. Well, today is the day that we go home, which I'm a little sad about, but also a little bit glad about, because one of the reasons for this trip was to work out the kinks, figure out the bugs, the things that aren't working. And I figured out that we have a leak under the sink. So I've been very careful about using my water because of that, because I don't want it leaking everywhere. I did put a pan under there to try to grab the leak. So I didn't get to shower for the last 2 days, and I'm a little grubby. And yes, I am sleeping in yesterday's t-shirt, so don't judge. But we're gonna go home today, and I'm gonna take the hottest, longest shower because it will be awesome. But I've already packed up everything outside because we were really afraid that it might rain last night. So my daughter, who came over and had dinner with me, is helped me do that last night. And now all I've got to do is clean up inside here and roll out. I'll be ready to go. But I think first I'm going to have this nice cup of hot tea, and I'm going to enjoy this view outside my bedroom windows for a little bit. So I'll see you when I get a little bit more progress behind my belt. Oh, I forgot to tell you, update. While I'm having my hot tea this morning, my sister's best buddy from childhood came to visit yesterday. Y'all saw us visiting outside. She brought me some homemade angel food cake. And, I mean, doesn't that seem like a perfectly legit breakfast to you? Thanks, Lisa. I appreciate it. It's time to go home. Goodbye, Lake Whitman. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Old School. And if you haven't already done so, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell for notifications in the future. Until next time, keep it old school.